Hello, my name is Lindsay Dunn with the One of My Stories podcast.
And I'm Steve Barnes from the Sweet Shot of Time podcast.
And today we are interviewing Jocko Sims, a cast member from the upcoming Netflix series Little House on the Prairie. Jocko will be playing Dr. George Tann, a character that has always been in the Little House universe.
That's right. Dr. Tann was a real person who helped heal the real Ingalls family from malaria, and he became a character in the book series. And in the original TV series, he only appeared in one single episode, The Wisdom of Solomon. And his appearance was more of a plot device to make the point that Black citizens were unable to thrive at that time.
But in this new series, he's going to be a main recurring character that I believe appears in almost every episode. So, Jocko Sims, welcome. We are honored to speak to you today.
Thank you. I am glad to be here. I was just looking up this episode you were referring to, Steve, The Wisdom of Solomon, because I didn't know about this.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to dive into that. That's fantastic.
You should. I mean, it's kind of an edgy episode. So, yeah, get ready for it. Yeah, me and Lindsay have determined here that I'm the resident Little House freak. So I'm the big fan of this property. So my first question for you is, what is your history with the Little House universe before landing this role?
Yeah, well, I remember growing up watching the show. The reruns have been on for my entire existence. I think there was a big resurgence recently on Peacock prior to this show being made. I just remember watching at my grandmother's house and feeling good. And it's just one of those shows that was always on. Michael Landon was, he was good for that. But I did not anticipate that, they'd be remaking it and that I'd be a part of it. So this entire journey has been very incredible.
That's great to hear. It sounds like we're a lot alike because I did a lot of watching at my grandparents' house too. So since you're familiar with the show, like my next lead-in question before Lindsay takes over would be, do you have a favorite character or a favorite episode from the original?
I would say, I think the character was Nellie Olson.
Yeah. Yes.
Push down the hill. I mean, that's memorable. And I don't know. I'm hoping we'll get to see that. I'm not going to reveal, if you will. I will say this. For fans of the original show, this is not in any way trying to replace or reinvent the show. This show is not based on the original show. This show is based on the true story and the books by Laura Ingalls Wilder. So you're not going to find things that happened in the first show happening on this show, unless it was also in the book, right? So that's what's special about this.
So what research were you given or did you do yourself to prepare for the role of Dr. Tann? Did they tell you anything about his life or did you read up on his life at all? And what did you learn?
Yeah. Incidentally, there's very little information you can find on the Google machine about it. Mm-hmm. But I did first find his tombstone. And I think that's when his actual tombstone, there's a picture of it online. Mm-hmm. I think that's when I discovered he was a real person. And on the tombstone, it says he saved the Ingalls family when they all got malaria. And that for me was a testament to how adored he was in Kansas. They love him there. They love his legacy. And he was very prolific with medicine. He started the first hospital in Oklahoma, I hear. I'm going to dig more into that, actually. I'm still learning more about him. As far as research, I know that the writers were adamant about him being a man with a great bedside manner. He was very kind and always smiling.
It's interesting you were talking about how he was perceived as like a really happy, well-loved doctor, because in real life, that is the case, or at least that was Laura Ingalls' perception of Dr. Tann. When you watch The Wisdom of Solomon from the original series, you're going to see a much different perception of Dr. Tann, because he plays a very different type of character. So that leads to my next question, which is, was there any personal affectations that you brought to the role that wasn't in your character description?
I always wanted to play a doctor, and I started acting right away, but it took me about 15 years to land the role of a doctor. At first did it on The Resident, and then on New Amsterdam for 5 seasons. And now it looks like I can't escape playing a doctor. But I feel like Dr. Tann and I are a lot alike.
Heck yeah. Mm-hmm.
You sort of pivoted nicely into my next question, which is about you playing Dr. Reynolds on New Amsterdam, because as you said, you're certainly not a stranger to playing a doctor, even though this might be your first round playing a Prairie doctor. So did playing Dr. Reynolds help you at all in forming how you would be Dr. Tann?
Jeff, who was a 27-year veteran in surgery at that time, he was always right next to me in the scenes with a mask on, guiding me, and he was the one who taught me how to do everything. I was less nervous. I'm glad that George Tann was not the first doctor that I'm playing, and that I've had that experience. Now, granted, it's a little bit of a different approach to medicine, obviously, from 1869 to 2018 when we did New Amsterdam. But it's sort of the same approach when it comes to caring for people and doing whatever you can to make sure that you save folks' lives.
And I think my last question for you here is, speaking of the outdoors, I believe I saw you on a horse a couple of times. Are you an experienced horse rider before you started the show?
During the practicing, when I was doing it, our trainer was a pretty tough guy. He was a real cowboy, and I really enjoyed him. But he'd be like, "Damn it, Jocko, you got to hit it like this. You got to do that." I'm just like, "Hey, man, just listen. When the cameras roll, for some reason, I've got this crazy thing as an actor. I know how to turn it on, be it learning how to hold my M14 rifle for the last ship. I'm going to do it wrong all throughout rehearsal." What they don't understand is that we're also trying to process the lines and practice the scene and stuff. But when the camera rolled, that first time I pull up, my horse's name is Sancho, rolled right in and hit that mark. And the trainer was like, "Oh my gosh, man, you did it." And it was just great. We got it on the first take.
Heck yeah, man.
Good job, Sancho.
Yeah.
Good boy. Well, I'm afraid we're at the end of our time. Just a reminder to our listeners and viewers that the new Little House on Netflix series starts on July 9th. So if you're interested in checking that out, please go to Netflix on July 9th and you can bring the whole family. Thank you, Jocko.
Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Bye.